And the only thing that will make it a possibility is action, bro. Make action, take action, bro. You, as much as you want to talk about, it's so amazing to talk about stuff, bro. But we need to get over that shit now. Welcome yet again to another Motivational Maniac podcast. Brand new season. We greet this one in the holy name of Shiva. I go by the name of Thando Nkonyana. I'm your host, and this is another brand new season and a segment of the current state of mind. One of the most gratifying segments on the show. Most importantly, we greet this episode in the holy name of Shiva. Without Shiva, we are not here. I'm quite grateful for the journey itself. Last quarter of 2025, man. Where do I even begin? Where do I even begin, man? This was the year that I actually told myself that I'm really gonna do it. We upping, we elevating. We're taking it up a notch, man, and most importantly, we're doing the best that we can. We know that without the Almighty, we wouldn't be here. Our journey just doesn't involve us, but it also involves those who have met alongside the journey. And like I said, I don't really know where to start. We did go on a hiatus with the closing season of season 8. That was the first season to our video revolution, and here we are once again paddling forward. That's the most important thing. Obviously, every single day comes with its own struggle, and to me, struggle is something that I actually started to enjoy. Most importantly, because obviously it comes with you knowing what your strengths are. It comes with everything that you wouldn't even like, but to me, I actually enjoy the struggle. It's a matter of endurance and resilience that is put to the test. Man, the first quarter was the quarter that we decided, you know what, we're gonna go fully in when it comes to our content creation journey. I started to take YouTube seriously this year, just for a bit of a reflection of what that first quarter of the year was, and it was more about having confidence to actually be able to post our stuff. At that time, I started to get used to having an internet access in my own home. So it was a bit of adjustment for me because now you think, oh, once I do get that internet, now it's going to be like everything is going to be possible in terms of putting the content out there. But obviously, in within my journey, like I always remind people that it's you versus you. I'm literally fighting the complacent me, the me that still judges and like, what if people don't like this? What if they don't resonate with this? What if? And it was a back and forth thing, but it got to a point where how can I just take the old videos of my motivation that I actually did before I even started the video revolution and use that as a benchmark, you see. So it was more about putting my head down, putting as much content as we could. So that was the first 3 months. The second 3 months was us trying to like make semi goals. I wouldn't even say semi goals, but micro goals in a sense where if we could get one person to subscribe, that's a victory on its own. I think I was on 5 subscribers when the year started, but I didn't even take that seriously. So we started to pump in like the short form videos. Shout out to Gary V for inspiring me about that. We put as much short form videos as we could, and we just lay there. We looked at the analytics, we see what works, what didn't. It was also a huge transition to me as a content creator to actually have content that's out there where I'm having captions and doing all of that. I've been consuming a lot of TikTok, Instagram Reels, and how would I have loved to have my content as well be out there where it has the captions, it's engaging and all of that. But in the background, I'm actually working on my editing skills as well when it comes to taking them up a notch, where the engagement is there, where you have the sound effects and the whole enchilada. So to everyone, most importantly, my audience, I'm going to do my utmost best for this season to actually elevate my content in terms of putting it thought out, how I do the short form videos, because to me, that's my gateway to get people to listen to the long form um, videos of the actual podcast as well. So that was like the battle that I had. Oh, it was quite nice. I started to discover a lot of AI apps, and I'm quite sure to everyone who's watched my videos, you've started to see on one of the videos on top, it will be written Opus Clip. So Opus Clip is this app that I found where you can take a long form video and actually put it there. It will find those viral moments. It will give you captions, and also it will also give you the transcript of that. So I started to find those long form videos, in which I started to do in season 8 more as a gateway where Opus Clip was there. Yes, on the free version is the one I'm using right now. There would be certain amount of credits, which is 60 credits. 60 credits is like 60 minutes. So over a month, I would shoot about 4 videos, and then in those 4 videos, I would actually get like 60 minutes each. Let's take it for instance, like the current state of minds, which are usually up to 30 minutes. I would use 2 current state of minds, or even an episode where maybe it's 45 minutes, because I do also have other means like using the Riverside app as well. That also has the capability to make captions and so on. So the second quarter was more or less about finding more apps that I can be able to leverage, because me putting captions on my stories and content became something like, okay, wow, I can actually do that. Then I started to take that seriously. So that would be the second quarter, where now we can shoot 1, 2, 3, or even 4 episodes. We can just insert it on an app. It will find viral moments for us. Then we can get plus minus about 30 captions. So yeah, these apps will actually help us get the captions sorted out correctly. Obviously, we would shoot about 1, even 2, 3, 4 videos. Within those 4 videos, there would be like a target of like 30 short form videos that we will distribute towards Instagram, TikTok, um, Facebook, YouTube Shorts, and everything, man. It just makes the entire journey quite, I wouldn't say quite easier, but the fact that these tools are available to us, and also my means of actually wanting to learn about the apps, is also something that helps, because now it gives me like an open opportunity to be like, okay, there is actually things that can make things much easier for me. And seeing that this is a one-man show, most of the things, I wouldn't even say most of the things, I practically do everything from the shooting to the editing to the marketing to getting guests and doing all of those things. Things obviously are going to be moving in a different kind of way within this new season, because we start to understand that it's up to you to actually elevate your product to make it worthwhile, as well as you are starting to have like people, and in the background people are trying to get on the show as well. I'm trying to make it official and do all those kind of things. So the second quarter was more or less like learning all about those necessary tools. And then as we move on to the third quarter became more about, okay, how are we trying to move? Okay, what is actually is working? And one thing I've actually discovered is the fact that the algorithm, as I said, even when I began this journey, that the algorithm knows where to take the content to where it mostly wants to be listened to. Take nothing away from our people, but I do feel like I'm not for everyone, and I'm actually fine with that. You are not going to be for everyone in anything that you do, but the most important thing, that you still like cater to your people. It's like doing what you are doing right now, and then eventually over a period of time, it will eventually stick to your people, and it will align and also adjust to them. Because in my journey of my content creation journey is that, yes, people want to be entertained, but there's also a limit to entertainment. There are times where people want to be educated. There's times where people want to hear stuff that they probably is not coming from them. But maybe in me talking about my own journey, my own story, that also enables them to be like, okay, this is practically the conversation I've been running away from, because my podcast is all about my self reflections. It has nothing to do with what someone else personally is. We're not in the gossip game. We're not in the entertainment game. We are in the teachable, self-reflective, personal diary, social sciences. Yes, there would be episodes where we have guests that are going to discuss certain topics, but it all is about that self-reflection journey. And as much as I also want to be entertained most of the time, there's a reason why there's certain forms of entertainment that I actually tune into. But then I also need to be inspired. That is why I watch other creators that are not necessarily even doing the same thing that I'm doing. They might be doing their form of creation, but I'm like, okay, this is something that I can take into my own work because I can't be them. And I think that is one of the most gratifying and most self a reflective thing that I have ever done is the fact that I can be okay in watching you do your stuff, but then I also need to understand where my strengths lie. I can't want to do what you do because I'm not gifted at doing that. I'm good at speaking, I know that for sure, and I still have a long way to go. I'm always like putting myself up in room for error. I know that I still can learn. I know a lot of things I still need to learn, and I'm fine and I'm okay with that. I'm okay being a beginner. I'm okay. In fact, I love being a beginner because I understand in me being a beginner now, it gives me the ability to be excited about learning. Most of us in anything that we do, we want to tell ourselves that we actually are already good. And that is the biggest pitfall and the downfall to anything that we have to do. Like, if you can enter any phase of your life as a beginner, as a child, have you seen how excited a child is to learn a certain new skill? It gives them that ability to be like, this is something I don't learn, I don't know, but then I'm still excited that I still have time to actually learn and know about it. There's a lot of personal things that I don't know that I'm actually excited in getting into them. I'm actually fine with being bad at something, but I know in within me dedicating myself to it every single day, I get to be less bad, I get to be less um, competent. And to me, uh, many people know the phrase practice makes perfect. I like to say practice makes competent because the more you practice, the more you become competent at it. Because there's no phase in my life that I've seen myself actually perfect something. Because if I think I've perfected something, then I already deem myself as if I know it. That's when I become complacent at it. That is when I become like lazy at actually doing it. So I don't want to find myself in that position ever in my life where I think I've clocked it, I've done it. Like there's nothing more for me to actually do. And yet there is still more. Like the more I start to delve into this content creation journey, the more I start to enjoy it. The reason why I'm enjoying it because I don't want to see it as work. I want to see it as something that I'm excited to do. I'm excited to record an episode. I'm excited to have a conversation with the camera. I'm excited to speak to my audience, to speak to myself, to self-reflect, and most importantly, to write my story because I'm the one who's holding the pen. So if you're not excited, if you are driven by numbers, if you're driven by wanting to be better than someone, already you have built yourself up for failure. You're already planning on failing because your motive, your why is driven by you being better than someone else. And yet the biggest competition is the person that you get to look at every single day in the mirror, and that is yourself. So with these 3 quarters that have passed, I'm like, bro, you've been doing the most, man. And people that always aspire to do better, like myself, always have this thing, what we are doing is not enough. You're not doing enough, you need to do more. And my business partner always reminds me, yo, dude, you must rest, bro. You got a 9 to 5. You have a baby girl. You have a family. Like, you need to make time for those people, bro. You need to rest. You need to take those naps, bro. You need to recharge, basically. You can't be this workaholic. You can't come from work and all of that. But fundamentally, don't forget the habits that you build after your 9 to 5 are the ones that will enable you to elevate. They are the ones that will take you a step closer. And sometimes we We look at someone else's success and we measure them according to what we think is success. And that's already putting ourselves up for disappointment. If you want to kill your dream, tell it to a small mind. And sometimes that small mind is ourself. We have these huge dreams in our head. We want to make them a reality. But then there's that voice at the back of our head that is like, no, man, look at whose and whose dream. That is all outside noise. I want you to ignore that. For once in your life, aspire to do better than you. Like, who was I last year this time? I wasn't in this position. I I didn't even start making videos for the podcast in its entirety. Look at the progress that you've made. Look at the quality now that you are actually under. And it's you who determines the benchmarks. It's you who puts the limits on the self. Who says it can't be done? What if you've been giving 40% your entire life and you think that is all that you've been given? Have you ever considered how much you are actually putting in what you want to make a success? I still get to meet people who be like, yo, bro, I see your podcast. I've been wanting to start a podcast, bro. I'm like, bro, stop talking about it. Start doing it, bro. You talking about it and you like contemplating and it's not gonna make any sense, bro. No, bro, I need an iPhone, I need cameras, I need microphones. Bro, I'm like, when I started, bro, I didn't start with that mindset. Yes, it started that kind of way, but then I realized, you know what? I'm taking away from the humble beginnings. You see, the you like diving into the deep end to make sure that it actually works. I'm taking myself out of that. I'm 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 depriving myself of starting with nothing but the ambition and the dream. The microphones, the everything, they will come out of you actually putting in the necessary work. Up until you actually start, bro, it's not gonna work out. You're gonna be fucking bad, bro. You're gonna be so bad that you asking yourself, damn, why did I even start to this? But remember your why. Remember, we started with those diaries. We started with wanting to tell our stories. And the empowerment that I've gotten by actually realizing that my story matters, that your story also does matter, but it's your responsibility to find how are you going to be able to project that out there. Maybe telling your story is doing art. Maybe telling your story is another form of what you are supposed to be doing. Maybe I'm going to inspire you to go and actually work on the dream that you have not been wanting to work out for. Maybe you want to design clothes. Or maybe you want to write poetry. Sometimes you don't need to be in front of a camera for you to get validation that your dream actually works. That is when you are supposed to be honest with yourself. We need to be as honest as possible with ourselves. And with that honesty, obviously comes a responsibility. There are certain things that we can't do once we start being honest with ourselves, and that's okay. It's okay. I'm actually okay with where I am. I'm okay, bro. Do you think I don't see myself having a film crew? You don't think I see myself building my own studio? I see all of that. But then before we get there, we need to be here. We need to be present. We need to be like, okay, how can I do this now to make things better and not make things any worse? It means I need to take advantage of the phone I'm using. I need to take advantage of the mic, the mixer, the PC that I have before I even get to a studio production where there are people behind that and where I'm the one who's delivering it. I need to be an embodiment of what I want my dreams to become. And the only thing that will make it a possibility is action, bro. Make action. Take action, bro. You as much as you want to talk about it's so amazing to talk about stuff, bro, but we need to get over that shit now. We need to get over talking about it. We need to be about it. And the moment you start to choose action, bro, your circle is going to be a reflection of that. The moment I started to like choose believing in my dream, believing in myself, Now it gave me courage to question, who am I becoming because of the people that I'm around? Are you bringing value? Can I be able to trust your opinion? It's gotten to that point where I wouldn't take opinion from someone who I wouldn't take advice from. Why must I? I understand the criticism, but constructive criticism. If you cannot be able to tell me how to do something better, then I think you need to keep it to yourself. Everyone has an opinion about what you're doing. But I feel like if you can come with criticism, tell me how to do better. Yo, bro, I don't like your camera angles. I think you could do A, B, and C, and C, and C, and C. Okay? Bro, why are you shooting on a phone, bro? Where's the cameras? And then you have nothing to offer after that. And in most cases, we as people, we listen to people who are criticizing, but they don't come up with anything constructive. They won't tell us how to do better. Now, how should I trust your criticism? Why should I take it to mine? In here, up there. Are you going to put me in rooms where I can be able to shine? Yo, bro, I know this. You see? Like, I'm the type of person that I won't disappoint you, man. But people are so afraid of putting others on because they wish they are in that position themselves. You can't have this gift, bro. You can't have this fire. You can speak like me. You can't articulate like no one is me. And the funny thing is, I never wanted to be you. I've always wanted to be myself. I don't want your life. The only thing I want is my own life. I'm busy discovering me, bro. And I think you should do the same. Do you understand how unique your life is? The moment you start comparing, man, is when you're starting to steal your joy. So that circle was a reflection of who I am. My best friends, my cameraman, everyone who I kept around me was so important to feed the vision. The dream is yours, but the vision, it incorporates other people. The ability to leave myself vulnerable. My ability to be around people that are going to tell me what I don't want to hear, but I need to hear. And I'm fine with that. The ability to have people that understand, yo, there's a human being behind that. You see, yes, he's a motivational speaker, but he's a human as well, bro. He cries, he breaks down, and goes through a lot. That's the kind of thing that pushed me even further forward. And learning to be alone. Solitude for me is one of the most amazing things ever because you are with your own thoughts. You literally have to face yourself every single day, bro. No days off. Nothing whatsoever. Face yourself every single day. And whose fault is that? Your own. So imagine now you can't be with yourself. How terrifying is that? Many of us can't bear to listen to our own voice because it's going to tell us about the stuff that we're running away from. You can run, but you can't hide. Eventually, you're going to bear fruits of the work that you put in. If there's no work, you're going to bear the fruits of no work. If you put in work, you're going to bear the fruits of the work that you put in. But trust me, the outcome and how we envision it is not going to be how it actually is. It will supersede, it will far exceed that. But let's also understand that we are doing a disservice to society if we don't go for it. Like, regret is permanent, bro. Like, regret is fucking permanent. You have to live with that your entire life. I could have been. But you didn't, bro. You didn't. So why are you going to be envious of the next man who went out there and made the necessary sacrifices? He sacrificed not partying because he wanted to put in work. He sacrifices because he wanted to learn that tedious skill, to learn how to edit, to learn how to do that, to learn all of those kind of things. Because one thing that I didn't actually realize is that starting the podcast was one thing. Keep on going. That's a different kind of dog, bro. Different kind of dog. I literally had to kill the versions of myself that were not able to sustain me. The one that comes home and is willing to watch movies the whole day. Nah, we ain't binging, bro. We only binge on our lazy days. There's certain days where we have to be productive. There's certain days we have to be lazy. Every single day, we must dedicate an hour to learning something new. Learn a skill, bro. Touch up your video editing. I'm doing things in the background right now, bro. You're going to see the credits. So it's more than just becoming a motivational maniac. It's becoming something bigger than that. The motivational maniac is only me telling you the story, the character that I created to tell this story. But Thando, he's a different kind of beast. Thando is a businessman. Thando is an editor. Thando is a father. He's a brother. I have all these hats that I have to put on, and I understand each and every hat does matter. I can't take that for granted. Like anything you take for granted, eventually it will be taken away. So you can't expect more when you don't give in more. You can't, bro. You literally can't. Who are you fooling? You think you're fooling the world. Except that you're fooling yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself, man. 2025, 2020 mine. But still I rise. I'm meeting amazing creatives. Amazing human beings, most importantly, within my journey. And one thing I've learned is that you need to be comfortable in your own skin, man. There are rooms you're going to walk into. The moment you walk in those rooms, you think you have to act a certain way in order for you to actually, fit in. You don't need to, bro. You don't need to. Insecurities, I'm like, I hope they like me. But confidence is like, as long as I like me, the world must adapt. So what decision are you going to make for these next 3 months as we end 2025? Are we listening to our insecurities because we were human? Sometimes we fall back there. Are we going to listen to our confident us? I'm like, okay, I like me. That's the most important thing. They're going to need to adapt to me. And nobody is in your own way except yourself, bro. Don't ever think other human beings are in your way. Think that you are the problem. You didn't work out, you the problem. At least it's a problem that you can fix. You can't fix people, bro. You literally can't fix people except yourself. You see, it takes awareness as well for you to fix yourself. It's okay that you tripped and failed. It's okay. It's okay, but we can't beat ourselves up about that, bro. You can't. Until when? You're going to beat yourself up until when? That's what I want to know. Up until when? Eventually, there will be a time that comes where you're like, okay, I need to forgive myself. You need to forgive you, bro. You need to love you, bro. Take care of you, bro, because you're going to always have you wherever you go. Always. I always got me. I got me's back. 10 toes. Wherever I go, I promote me. The amount of love that I see that people have for celebrities baffles me sometimes. Are you telling me you love someone that don't even know you more than you actually know yourself? Like, how can you be so obsessed about someone who's on the other side of the world, bro? That person don't even know you, bro. You just a fan. You're an NPC, a non-playable character in someone's story, and you're fine and proud with that. No, no. Learn to love yourself, man. Learn to appreciate yourself, and no one else's job but yours to love yourself. This is the Motivational Maniac, season 9, another great season where we're gonna say a lot of uncomfortable things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, tune into my social medias, Thando Nkonyana, Simply Tito on X, Simply Tito on Instagram, Galo 7 Media on TikTok, Galo 7 Media on YouTube. Um, it's just a lot, bro. But follow me wherever you can. Search Thando Nkonyana, ThandoNkonyana. Thando Nkonyana. Galo 7 Media is my media venture. Galo Game Shack. It's a whole different revolution. But thank you to the Almighty Shiva for another episode. Namaste, Chalo.